news and
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our free live webinar this afternoon with a topic managing resistance to change, overcoming resistance and driving positive outcomes. I'm Kate, and I'll be with you this afternoon as your host. I'm very excited to be with all of our participants because we really have a great topic this afternoon, and I can guarantee that we are all going to learn a lot from our speaker. But before we get to know him, I have a few reminders. First, for our virtual participants, Ariva is committed to protecting your privacy. As such, stricter webinar security has been implemented. So for better viewing on Zoom, we encourage you to update your Zoom application by visiting their website. And for those of you who are using their mobile gadgets right now, you can go to either the Google Play Store or the Apple Store so you can download and install the Zoom app. Now, I want to know, do we have participants who's joining an Ariva Academy webinar for the first time? If that is a yes, can you type hi in the chat box? Also, let us know, where are you located? Just here in Metro Manila or somewhere in the provinces? We'd love to know where you are because I was informed that we really have a lot of participants who are from the provinces right now. So let us acknowledge them. To all of our participants in Laguna, hello, good afternoon. Also to those who are in Batangas, in Nueva Ecija, from Pampanga, from Tarlac, from Cabanatuan, from Subic. We have friends who are in Olongapo City right now. We have from Isabela, from La Union, from Vigan, from Baguio as well. From Tacloban, from Cebu, from Dumaguete, from Bacolod. We also have participants who are in Cagayan de Oro City, from Iligan, from Butuan City, from Surigao del Sur, from Davao City, North Cotabato, from South Cotabato, from Sultan Kudarat, even from Zamboanga City. I'm seeing here Kingoog City, from Makati, from Antipolo, from Cavite. Hello. Hello, we are very happy to have you here with us. But aside from our participants who are in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, all over the Philippines, we also have a lot of participants this afternoon who are viewing us from outside the country. So we also would like to acknowledge our participants who are in Singapore right now, in Malaysia, in Bhutan, in Qatar, in Pakistan, and Nigeria. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, wherever you are here in the Philippines and the world. We're very happy to be with all of you. Now, this next part is really important, okay, because we want to make sure that you will not miss any part of our discussion. So let us do an audio check. Okay, type 111 in the chat box if you can hear me clearly, or type 222 if you cannot hear anything. You can type 2121 if you can hear me but the sound is choppy or I am breaking up. Type also question marks if you don't understand what's happening so we can try to help you out. Let me check the chat box. I am seeing a lot of 111s in the chat box. Thank you so much for that feedback. So later we'll have a 10-minute break and there will be an exciting activity during that break time. So watch out for that. But before that, here goes. Let me invite everyone to subscribe to the Ariva Academy Facebook page. So very easy to be a subscriber. I'm sorry. Okay, let's just, there you go. Here is the QR code that you can scan. Right now, we are also being live streamed in Facebook, but only those who have subscribed have access to the live stream. So again, this is what you can do. I know we are full already here in Zoom, but there you might have colleagues or you might have friends who still wants to be able to watch our live stream, our free live webinar. Ask them to subscribe to our Facebook page. You can forward this QR code to them. Thank you. Also, you can check out our YouTube channel. So this is our YouTube channel, Ariva Academy Philippines Incorporated. So there you go. Check that out as well. And here is the very important part. We are inviting you to be a part of the Ariva Academy Viber community. Let me show the bigger QR code. Scan this QR code so that you can be a part of the Ariva Academy Viber community. The exciting activity that will happen during break time will involve the Viber community. So there you go. Scan this QR code right now. Moving forward, for all of our participants, your microphones will be temporarily disabled by the administrator during discussion just to avoid interruptions. But just in case you have a question at the end of our session, you can click the raise hand button if you want to ask your question directly to our speaker, or you can type your questions here in the chat box. Okay, so at the end of our session, we will be reading that chat box for your questions. Okay, this one is very important. To all of our virtual participants, kindly make sure that your camera is on all throughout this webinar. So if you can do that right now, please turn it on right now. There you go. You can do that right now. Do that. This is a requirement for the issuance of your certificate of attendance. Your active participation and cooperation helps us maintain an engaging and interactive learning environment. So if your camera is off, do that right now. Turn it on, turn on those videos, turn on those cameras. Please note that only the participants whose cameras are on will be qualified to receive a certificate of attendance. And an e-certificate of attendance will be awarded to participants who will successfully complete this webinar, and they will be available 3 to 5 working days after the learning event. Please make sure that the email address that you will provide is the correct one. Even the spelling should be correct so that you will really receive your e-certificate. And make sure also that you fill out the feedback form that we will be posting here in the chat box before we end our session. There you go. There you have it. Now I am ready to introduce our speaker. Our speaker this afternoon has been on the coaching, consulting, and speaking circuit for over 25 years across Asia Pacific. He is a former mechanical engineer, entrepreneur, and now an educator. He has written 5 books on business communications, intercultural sensitivity, and enterprise leadership. His work is inspired by NLP, the neurosciences, and facilitative processes like systems thinking, school of improv, and authentic influence. In the past, he has headed organizations like the Philippine India Business Council, Association of Appreciative Inquiry, and the International Association of Facilitators, Philippines. When he is not speaking and coaching, he likes to do yoga, laugh a lot, watch old westerns, and play with his needy but loving yellow Labrador, Sonali. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome our speaker, Raju Mandian. Hi, Raju. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone in the Philippines, and good morning, those that are in Pakistan, UAE, and Singapore, of course, is still good afternoon. Any more from other than these four countries?
Malaysia, Bhutan, and Nigeria.
Bhutan, wow, that is wonderful. And Nigeria, never been there. So Nigeria still must be very early in the morning.
Could be. I'm not
or maybe
familiar with the
late in the
time.
evening. Yeah. Anyway, welcome all to the Philippines. In the Philippines, we say mabuhay kayo lahat. Or sometimes we say maligayang pagdating. So
Yes.
welcome. Well, we have 90 minutes with a couple of breaks. And my invitation to you all is that you can stop me anytime, ask me a question, yeah, to get clarity. Because if you have a question and you don't ask, it'll pass. And maybe the question you have is the question that others might have too. So it makes the interaction very rich, very interactive, and very inclusive. Is that okay? Give me a thumbs up. That's a thumbs up from Kate. Very good. So let's
And I'm
talk
seeing
about
thumbs up from others as well.
Madami Pa. Okay.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, we are talking about managing resistance to change. And I promised to do this webinar with Ariva almost 3 months ago. And since then, I've been thinking about this, managing resistance to change. How do I make it useful to all of you? So I want to simplify it. And there were times that I felt like I should change the name of this webinar to Resistance to Readiness. Instead of managing resistance to change, move resistance to readiness. But it's okay. We'll go with managing resistance to change and how we can guide ourselves, myself, you, family, friends, community, and our organizations and our own country, whole country, to move forwards towards a better future. Yeah, because we all do want change. We also do not want change. That's a little bit of a complex statement. We understand that. We want something that's great, but we are afraid of something that is unknown to us. Am I right or am I right? Give me a thumbs up so I know that you're listening. You can see me, and I'm looking at the chat box. I lower my hand. Okay, now, so let's start with what we're going to cover. We are going to cover what are the restraints to change that is undesired. Of course, if you win a lotto, that's change. And there's no restraints to that. There's dreams about that. And understand how we, you and I, in Philippines, we say tayo. Yeah. In Philippines, we say tayo. And of course, in Pakistan, we say hum sab. Yeah. And we all. So we all want good change. And how do we respond to change? We need to understand, how do we react, how we respond. Do we react or do we respond? We learn that. And once we figure that out, like what are the resistors to change and how people react, how we, especially you, because all change starts from us. That reminds me of a quote from Gandhi. And the change is that you must become the change. Truly, because if you don't change and the world around you changes, there'll be no impact on you. You will not benefit from it. You will not lose from it. So the world is changing rapidly. And the first thing is, how do I manage to overcome my own resistances and become ready for a brand new future, for a brand new world. Does that make sense? That's the objective of this 75 to 90 minutes. Now, two things. I spoke about change that is desired and change that is undesired, and sometimes called change versus transition. Change is not comes from outside onto us. We resist that. Transition is that when we participate in it. Yeah, that means we lead the change from where we stand. So the difference between the two is change is situational. It happens. Yeah. If it rains, you carry an umbrella. That's a change. If it's external, it's factual. That means those are realities of life. In the Philippines a few weeks ago, I think about less than 2 weeks ago, there was an earthquake, huge one, 7.8 on the Richter scale. People had to change. That was factual, that was external. People had to adapt. And of course, some people suffered from that. And often exclusive. That means it doesn't take your permission. It doesn't say, come, Raju, join me. We're going to change something. No, it happens. Bang, it happens in your life. Transition is from within, mental, emotional, spiritual, psychological, and it's internal. And of course, emotional, I mentioned. It's responsive rather than reactive. What is reactive and responsive? Reactive is when, you go to a doctor and you have a little knee problem and the doctor hits you on the knee and bang, your leg goes up. That's reactive. Responsive is that when you change and you become responsible for whatever the outcomes and the impact of that change will be. Always inclusive. That means you're in it, your family, your friends, your community, your co-workers, your colleagues, your stakeholders are all inside with you in it. And that's why we call it, we transitioned. Yeah, we transition from here to there. So we talk about that. So that's the difference, essentially. And we are really going to learn how to make the changes in our life transitory. That means we take charge of them. No, we become inclusive. So now, I'm an engineer. You heard that, correct? Say yes. Somebody say yes. I'm an engineer. I'm a mechanical engineer from Pune, India. I haven't done engineering in the longest time. That was 45 years ago. Rizalia says yes. So does Wilbert Conesa. Salamat po, kuya. Now, I may be an engineer, but all of us, I'm assuming, went to high school. Yes or no? In high school, we had physics. Yes or no? Yeah, elementary physics in grade 7, 8, or 9. Yes? Yes, says Conrad Ramos. Very good. Salamat. Charvi also says yes. We had physics. Now, may I ask any one of you who said yes, who remembers Newton's laws of motion? You know what motion is? Motion is from here to there. And Newton had 3 laws. Anyone, without looking at Google, without looking at ChatGPT, anyone from the top of your mind, F is equal to MA, says Elizabeth de Vera. And then there's, of course, Benedict saying all 3. Very nice. So visualize this. Thank you very much. Great job, all of you. Yeah, very good job with Newton's law. Visualize this. Visualize that there's a slightly sloping ground. Visualize it. There's a huge piece of rock, boulder we call it in American language. There's a boulder. It's sitting there. Yeah, it's sitting on that slopey slope land, and it's not moving. It doesn't want to move. It's heavy. It has a huge mass. It doesn't want to move. That is inertia. Correct? Now, if it so happens the earth shakes and that boulder begins to roll down that slopey slope, it rolls down in the direction of the land it will take. Now, if you and I, human beings, if we want to change this, that means move the boulder, what does it require? If it's just sitting, what does it require? Those who answered me on physics and Newton's law. What does it require? F. Very nice. Force, says Miss Elbert de Vera. And push or pull. Fantastic. Push or pull or force. It requires or pull. Very nice. So I want you to write this down. Whoever said push or pull, and everyone who read that push or pull, call that creative tension. Yeah, call that creative tension. Anything that is sitting idle, has inertia, doesn't move, it requires creative tension. It requires either a push or a pull. What do I mean? Push is when you don't want something. When I was young in Pune, I did not want to be poor. You understand? Because I came from a very simple family. My father was a school bag maker, and I'm going to write an article about that this week on my LinkedIn and on my Facebook. He was a simple school bag maker in Pune, and we were very poor. Oh, it is. I do have a PowerPoint. Don't you see it? Let me share it again. There, did you see it now? That's the same one. Do you see it now? Ariva? Yes, okay, salamat. So let me go back, show you the previous slide. If you missed it quickly, then I'll go back to the story. This is the only 3 slides we covered. That's the title, that's objectives, that's the change versus transition, and here we are. We are talking about inertia. All good? Jackie Sakibal.
It is
Yes.
C now.
Okay, very good. Now, let's go back, right? So that was a school bag maker, and I did want to be poor. I didn't want to be poor. That means I was pushing away from poverty. You with me? I was pushing away. It's called creative tension. It's called moving away. So sometimes we change or we transition because we don't want something. We don't want this government. We don't want this management. We don't want that boss. We don't want this process, project, or system. Ayoko na, we say in Tagalog. Ayoko na talaga, sawa na ako. Translation for people in Singapore, Malaysia, and is that I don't want it. I'm sick and tired of this. So that's pushing away. The other one is pulling towards you. That means you're attracted towards something. Well, not another human being, which is nice and romantic. It's nice to be attracted to someone, but you're attracted to a profession, to a land, to a job, to a hobby, right? And that pulls you. It's called moving towards. So those of you who understand strategy and planning and things like that, it's a vision. So oftentimes we move towards a vision. So it's push or pull. So go back to that boulder on the sloping hill. It can move for 2 reasons. If it has an intelligence, if it has a mind, it'll move towards where it wants to go, or it'll move away from where it doesn't want to go. Human beings do that. Are you with me? So look at your life. Think about your life. Think about your work. Think about your job. Think about your company. What are you moving away from? What are you moving towards? And these should be enough to make you move from just an position of inertia. You with me? And then if it's rolling, the tendency is that gravity or some kind of force moves it. It's F is equal to mass into acceleration. So it moves in a certain direction unless something steers it away, something diverts it, or sometimes it makes it turn around. It requires a lot of force to turn something around. So that's what happens to people too. Oftentimes people don't want to move. Or if they are moving in a certain direction, they don't want to change. Understand? And why? Because it shatters their emotions. And these are the emotions people go through. They feel isolated. They go, wow, change again. I have to think again. I have to learn again. I have to plan again. I have to follow a new path, a new process, a new sequence. Or I'm happy, I know where the market is. I know where my home is. I know how to travel from the office to the house. Or I get confused. Wait, maybe the management, maybe the bosses, maybe the change driver, maybe the change consultant didn't explain well. And this is very crucial. Oftentimes, leaders who drive change will not explain things to you, will not have the clarity about what they're doing, and will not have the creativity to explain to you such that you like it. You feel influenced. You feel, okay, this is important. I like the way this leader or this manager or this supervisor or this partner or this father or this mother explained change to me. Yeah. So they get confused if you're not clear, if you're not creative, and if they're confused for a long time. You go, in Tagalog, it's galit na ako. And in the Middle East and where they speak Arabic or Urdu, they go, gussa. That's the word. Denial. They go, man, I don't want to change. I can adjust to it. I'm fine. Whatever they want, I'm fine. So that's the kind of attitude we get. That's a mental rock sitting on our desire to move forward, sitting on our natural pull to move forward. And then there comes a time they go, well, let me see what AI is. Let me understand what Chat GPT is, Let me understand things. And then they begin to change. And then once they move from position 1 to position 2, and then the transition is easy, it's good for them, then they become excited. They go, nice new house, nice new factory space, nice new production machines. So this is how this is the kind of emotions, reactions that people go through. So I want to tell you a quick story. Let me see if it's time for a story before I go into that. In the Philippines, there are many banks. Yeah, some of them are huge. There's BDO, there's Metrobank, there's BPI. These are huge banks with hundreds and thousands of branches. And then about 10 years ago, there was a small bank called Union Bank. And today it's big. And Filipinos will say, yeah, we like that bank. No? What happened in 2015 or 2016, some of the leaders there, especially the people in charge of innovation, they said, it's time that we go digital. And they were one of the first ones who wanted to go completely digital, by the way. BDO, Metrobank, and BPI, et cetera, they want to adapt it, but Union Bank said, let's do it. And so a small team, I don't have the names of them, but I did read about it. They got together and they suggested that to whatever the group was. And that means they wanted to change the status quo. And people went, no, come on, this is working, it's fine, we are doing banking, we'll grow one day, etc. But this young team who were forward-looking, who were quite techy, and who knew the future will be different, this tried. Then they said, they used the word, let's not discuss this, let's demonstrate this. It's a very powerful word. Let's not discuss, demonstrate, because demonstration is showing, it's show rather than tell. Yeah, it's show and not tell. So what they did, they put up a branch. They called it the ARC, A-R-K. And Filipinos know the value behind the word ARC, or anyone who's Christian knows it refers to Noah's Ark because it changed the world. So they built a branch which was completely digital. And they handed all the small group of employees in the ARC iPads, little machines, and no counters, no coins, no paperwork, nothing, just people dressed in red carrying little iPads. And they called it the ARC, somewhere in the south of Metro Manila. And the people who were there for the longest time, people who had worked there for 10, 15, 20 years, there was a lady called Lourdes, what's her name? Lourdes is Morley Lopez. Lourdes Lopez, no? And she was in her late 40s or early 50s at the time. And she said, ayoko na yan. She was offering everything, confusion, anger, denial, resistance. She felt isolated. And they and many of them didn't want to go. So, and then one young girl approached Lourdes and said, Mom, let's tackle this together. So the word there is, let's tackle this together. Now, when Lourdes saw that a young 25-year-old girl wants to tackle this together, she got curious and she said, okay, go. She spent a day or two and understanding how the completely digital bank would work. And day 3, day 4, she had kind of mastered it. Next week, she was the first one at the door, a lady in her 50s standing there and inviting customers in and saying, come on, let me show you how to do this. That was the year 2016. Lourdes, by the way, used to travel all the way from Malolos, Bulacan, which is about 50 kilometers out of here, where I am, maybe 45. And she used to commute back and forth those days. And today, I believe she is retired. But Union Bank is considered one of the better banks, and it is way more digital than any other large banks. And I bank with that. So that's what happens, you know. So understand this, the dynamics of how that change occurred in Lourdes and how the leaders that time, the young people who started ARC, offered clarity and creativity through demonstration rather than discussion. So, do you have the story? Say yes. Unless you're related to my friend Lourdes Lopez. Say yes. Some of you in the Philippines should know this. You understand the dynamics of such a life. Yes, says Marian Glannan to meeting group. Salamat. Mark Angelo Garcia says, yes, yes, yes. Okay, great. So does Laurel Boyza. Naintindihan niyo yung challenge ni Miss Lourdes now. Okay, now let's do this. Let's go next to an activity talking about emotions, understanding emotions. Now, I'll give you a couple of minutes out. I'll pause, get a glass of water before we move on to the next state. Remember watching the movie Inside Out? The animated Pixar or Disney movie? I had to watch it twice to try to understand it. Anyone who liked it, raise your hand. Come on, somebody's got to like Inside Out. Elisa Joy Morales says yes, na yes. So in Benedict says yes, na yes. So in the movie Inside Out, there were these 5 emotions, if you remember them: joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust. Very basic, very primal emotions. And in the Philippines, we are very creative, by the way. People in Dubai and Pakistan and Singapore and Malaysia, I want to tell you, we are more creative here. And we make up words, we make up thoughts, we make up stories. And I'd like to hear some emotions that I've never heard of. In fact, there are 100 plus emotions, says research. I know 5, the very basic ones, and there are forms of it. And come up with names. Give me a few names of emotions that you think are important and that people go through. In my case, I have a sample here. I have Zoomnesia. I despise this platform. And then in Tagalog, there's sana allness. I feel sana allness. I have a very hard time understanding that kind of an emotion. And then there's wake tulog. That means neither awake nor sleepy. So let's see. Let's hear from you. Take 2 minutes and give me some samples of emotions in your mind. Masipagod. Yeah, I like that. Masipagod. Masipagod. Shaila. What is Shaila? Shy pala. It's like Singaporean. Shaila. Ano pa? Sige, sample. Borlogness. What the heck is borlogness? I need to understand borlogness. Pagoda. Okay. Pagoda. Sensitive. Ano ibig sabihin ng bagoch? I like this. Yamix. What's yamix? Oh, man. I don't know this. Poker face. That I know. Okay. And goch. What the heck is that? Achahi. Oh, let's go back to Achahi. What was that? Achahi. Araiko. Zombie mode siya. Zombie mode. Kaya ko na yan. Hagardo. Oh, mema. Rina says mema. Kawabi. Not kawawa. Kawabi siya. Tamarindo? What's tamarindo? Tamarindo is siguro mapait or sar, wagoli. Let's hear something from Dubai. I want to hear something from Dubai. Put your word in and say add Dubai. Jollibee? Jollibee is an emotion? Android ka? iPod ako. Very nice. Oh my gosh, Tom Jones. Ano ibig sabihin ng Tom Jones? Okay, stop. That's a lot. Really, that's a lot. We should compile those and put them up. Very nice. So thank you very much. Can I hear something from Dubai or Singapore? Malaysia? Pakistan? Some Pakistani words scare me. Come on. Okay, no more. I think Pakistani people are about to have lunch. Okay, let's go. So now, resistance, you realize where it comes from? It comes from these feelings. Great. Yeah. Now, recognize this. Besides Newton's laws of motions, most all of you understand the word traction. Say yes. Oh, there were some more words I missed it. Which I don't know what which is. Anyway, let's come back. Thank you very much, guys. Tama na po. Enough. Thank you. Let's go to resistances information. Let's go to understanding resistance. You understand traction. And besides Newton's laws of motion, me as an engineer, you know friction. Correct? And always, as a kid, I thought friction was bad. Friction wasn't needed. But think of it, pag walang friction, if there is no friction, there is no traction. Get me? That means if you want to drive a car uphill to Puerto Azul or to, if you can drive to Makiling, no? If there is no friction, there is no traction. If there is no traction, there is no movement because then the thing will float away from the earth. There'll be no gravity. Gravity by itself is something that pulls you down, and because of gravity, we can walk, run, jump. If not, we'd all be floating like butterflies or feathers of a bird, no? So friction resistance is information. So now, if you are the change driver, whether you're driving, you cannot climb uphill if there is no friction. Salamat, Benedict. Thanks, Benedict. Yeah. I'm sorry I have to look away because I kept my phone far away. So I'm giving you my profile every time I look away. Now, resistance is information. So for example, if you're driving change in a company, let's say you have 500 employees and you offer a new program, you want to go digital, or you want to move premises, or you want to change processes, and people will offer you resistance. Now, as a leader, don't become annoyed with it. Don't become upset with it. Don't say that you people don't want change, you don't want improvement, you don't want to innovate. No, they're human beings. They are flesh and blood. They are much more intelligent than the rock on the mountain. Yeah? They have feelings. The rock has no feelings, right? Even that doesn't want to move. So people who have feelings and opinions and ambitions and aspirations and dreams and hopes, of course they will offer you resistance. So find out what are the causes of resistance. Gather data. Listen with empathy. Listen open-heartedly. Yeah. Understand that tao din sila. Understand that they are human beings. Sorry, people from Dubai, I'm going into Tagalog once in a while because, hey, I'm a local now, different face, made in India, but takbo in Philippines, no? So treat resistance as natural. Listen non-defensively. You are the one suggesting change, right? So allow me time and space to understand what is it that you're suggesting. Allow me time and space to let myself align with what you're suggesting. So don't rush me. Yeah. So these are the 5 things that you need to do when resistance comes to you. From family, if you're a father, if you're a mother, your children, your spouses will offer you resistance. You want to change a job, you want to change a profession. When I was an engineer and I moved into international manufacturing and marketing, I was offered resistance by my family. Then after 20 years in international trade and marketing, I wanted to move into talent development, speaking, coaching, and training. I was offered resistance by my children. They said, Tatay, hindi mo kaya yan. Right? So you have to wait. You have to understand. At that time, 25 years ago, I must tell you, I wasn't aware that resistance is information. I thought, oh my gosh, why are people resisting me? You have to understand, to become a good leader, you must care for what people feel. Now, whether you're a leader at home, at work, in the community, in the country, in the nation, anything, you must respect that. Okay? So get that information. The more data you gather, the more information you'll have. The more information you have, if you blend it with emotion and wisdom, if you blend it with emotion and good thinking, it'll become wisdom. Yeah? Information turns to knowledge, knowledge will turn to wisdom for you and how to drive change. Make sense? Give me a thumbs up if this explanation makes sense. Somebody give me a response so I know you're still here and you didn't leave the country or move to the next planet. Salamat si Ian Balais. Anyone else from outside the country? Anybody from Insightful? Karen Gray says, yeah. Karen, thank you very much for saying insightful, because I've been battling, and managing change for decades. So I've gone through so many changes myself that I have begun to understand the depths of it. And I must say that my heart now can be qualified, labeled as malasakit. For people who are not from the Philippines, malasakit means maximum compassion, maximum optimum compassion. In fact, people who speak Arabic understand this. Malasakit, malasakit, maximum good in your pain. So I begin to understand that, and change requires that, and we'll close with that conversation. Okay, so the journey people go through is shock, denial, frustration, exploration, and acceptance. That's what we need to bring them into. No. So I shared the Lourdes story with you already, the one that is visible here in the right-hand corner. And this is the change journey. First is denial. People go, no need. In Tagalog, hindi ko kailangan. No? And then, ayoko na. Yeah? And then they go, all right, let me go see. Let me then feel good about it. And then they celebrate, just like Lourdes did. You with me? So now, during this phase of where you're gathering information and people are going through resistance, this is what occurs, by the way. This is how essentially the journey of emotional and productivity response. Well, productivity can also be called performance response. Productivity is for a large group of people. Performance is for individuals. No? So transparency. So in denial, you as a leader, you as a father of the group, you as a manager, you as a boss, you must explain with maximum clarity. Yeah. When they are in resistance, you must offer support. Yeah. Understand that. And then empowerment. When they understand, when they feel with you, when the North Star aligns, that means kung ano yung direction natin, whatever our direction is, I'm doing both, no? And then people begin to see and understand that direction, then they align, then people follow. And once movement occurs positively, then of course people celebrate and get excited. Now, people who resist, by the way, so this is a research that I looked up by Mind Nation. Last 2024, 30,000 Filipino workers survey in emotional distress. Whenever change is recommended, people go through stress. They go through worry. They go through sadness. They go through denial, anger, and confusion. And look at the percentage whenever change is recommended, suggested, or happens. Yeah? They go through stress. They go through worry. They go through sadness. So last week, where was this? In Mindanao, I think, yeah? 7.8 earthquake. Yeah, it was in Mindanao. Yeah, one of my friends was there. And the people who went through it today, I'm sure they're still sad. That kind of stress. And that stress came from external forces. Sometimes it comes from within a family, within a company, So recognize this, that you need to hold hands. Now, as and when people begin to accept, understand change, there are four stages that people go through. Large groups of people. First things are people who recommend the change. The people in Union Bank, the young IT group, innovators, they will say yes. And some will jump, like that young girl. She said, okay, let's do it. No? And then the other ones, the slow majority, people who need a lot more convincing. That means they require a lot more push or pull. Yeah. I'm biased towards pull, and we'll talk about it. You can ask me questions rather than push, because push can be harmful. Push can be bad for your back. Yeah. If you're the pusher, it can be bad. When you pull, you can use pulleys, you can use mechanical advantage, you can use intelligent influence. Yeah. So the cautious middle is often the largest group, not just in Philippines. I'm sorry, that's the wrong term. It's across the world, across countries, across cultures. And this is the biggest majority. Look at the percentage of people who are slow adapters. So, personal story, 2023, right after the end of COVID, I was in the middle of a book. I told my coach, he said, I'm writing a book. He said, what book are you writing? I said, I'm writing a book on authentic influence. He said, really? Okay, what's the title? And I said, okay. Then he introduces me to Chat GPT, and he says, Chat GPT, please write an outline for Raju's book. And boom, 15 chapters come up. Please give examples of every chapter. Boom. And I was blown away. I said, shit, if ChatGPT can do this in 3 minutes, why am I taking 3 years to write a book? Yeah. And for months and years, I would just go to ChatGPT, look at it and come back, look at it and come back. And today, of course, I use it as a power tool. So I'm a slow adapter. Yeah, I'm a slow adapter. Younger people often are high risk takers. They are quick adapters, no? And there are some don't want it. Yeah. But these are important. The ones that don't want it, because if you don't include them, kung, if you, kung, what am I saying? Tagalog, kung. If you don't include them, and if you do not invite them, if you don't uh, practice Bayanihan. Bayanihan, by the way, in Dubai and Pakistan and Malaysia, is the spirit of harmony, spirit of togetherness, spirit of nationalism, spirit of, camaraderie. So you need to bring, and in the Philippines, we do that. We never leave people behind. So you need to bring them back. Now, in the circle, I put their motorcycles 2025. So there's a large company here called Yamaha. Yamaha is the biggest producer of many kinds of motorcycles in the Philippines. Of course, it's an original Japanese company, but it's been here for the longest time. Same thing. 2 years ago, at the start of 2025, first quarter, or less than 2 years ago, they put in new production facilities, new lines of production. And they got absolutely the same response that Lourdes got from their workers. They said, "Oh my gosh, that means we'll go jobless. That means we will have no work. That means we can't expand because the company is cutting costs." But 3 months into good leadership by Yamaha, more people were employed. Yeah, more output was achieved, and Yamaha has grown in the last 1 year. Likewise, myself, I resisted ChatGPT in the year 2023, 2024, 2025 January. Yeah, somebody invited me to come and talk about AI. I said, what? I did once, twice, three, 5 times, five presentations up until now. And then now I am an adopter. There was a slow one. So I have begun to use it for make. So this whole presentation, by the way, the images, the charts, etc., are all done by me on one of the platforms. Yeah. So this is no purchased photographs, nothing. All of this that you see. How's that? Okay. So far, so good. So far, so good. May I pause for questions? May I ask? Pause for a question or two. Benedict Cruz says thumbs up. Renalyn says thumbs up. And that means you guys are still here, right? You didn't take a break. You didn't go to sleep. Dennis says good. Lisa says good. Any questions? Lisa says good. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Gising po ako, sabi ni Laurel. Mag-coffee muna tayo, Laurel. All right. Okay, good. Let's just, what's the time, Kate?
It's break time.
2:45. Time for break?
Yes.
Okay. Can I just do this activity during the break? Guys,
but we
everywhere
will
in the world.
We are having an activity as well. So
No, I mean, I just let them do this. Nothing to, they can type it later. It's no big
Okay.
deal. Okay. So guys, wherever you are in the world, think about a leader, a boss, a manager who was clear, creative, and what kind of a person he was. Just put in his name and a little background. I mean, don't have to put the name, by the way. Just say my boss was a champion, an adapter, a lead adapter, or that's all. Think about it, and I'm gonna hand this to Miss Kate, and she'll give you a break. So salamat so far, and we'll come back and have more fun.
Thank you so much. Yes, hi, good afternoon again, everyone. And as announced, we are going on our break this time. Now, I would like to ask everyone to get their gadgets and scan the QR code that I am about to show you. Here it is. I mentioned a while ago that an activity will happen during this break time. And this is where it will happen inside the Viber community of Ariva Academy. So scan the QR code and find yourself inside our Viber community if you do that. Okay, so scan it right now. Do that. Encouraging all of our participants, whether you are here in Zoom or watching us via the live stream. So just do that. Scan this QR code so that you can be a part of this activity. Because I am in the mood to give away prizes this afternoon. So we are going to look for 2 winners. Each winner will be receiving 200 pesos that will be sent to their GCash. So wherever you are in the Philippines, you will be able to receive that. Now, this is what you have to do. Once you are inside the Ariva Academy Viber community, look for the Viber community admin, RV Ariva. That's what you have to do. Look for RV Ariva right now. There you go. I hope everyone found RV Ariva. You will not be able to type or chat there in the Viber, except send it privately to RV Ariva. That is what you have to do. Okay, I hope everyone found RV Ariva already, because we are ready to play. And the game is called, there you go. It is called Guess the Movie. And this is how this game will go. We're going to show you short clips or short trailers of some movies. Okay, and this is what you have to do. You have to be the first one to give me the complete and correct title of that movie. If you're able to do that, if you're the first one to be able to give me the correct title, you will be winning 200 pesos. Exciting. So, I hope everyone is ready, but for all of us to be on the same page so that we really understood the rules of the game, let us do a trial run first. Okay? I want you to start guessing the title of this movie, even though it doesn't have a prize yet. Let's watch this.
Every word. CIA Black Vault break-in. Am I reading this correctly? The Kremlin bombing?
In fairness, the bomb was actually meant to kill him.
He gassed a security briefing. That was just 2 months ago. What exactly is your plan?
Okay, you are seeing the answers as they come in. So let me try to catch up with them. I saw War Machine, Mission Impossible 2. There is Mission Impossible 2. So separate answers. Let me check. Skydance. Other answers, Mission Impossible 5. Ghost Protocol. MI6. Matrix. James Bond. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. So those are the answers that you gave. Let's reveal the title of that movie. It is Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. So there you go. As I have mentioned, I am really looking for the exact title. That means there should be no missing words and there should be no extra words as well. It really has to be exact, okay? For you to win the prize. Even the spelling should be correct, okay? Now, get ready because this next clip is worth 200 pesos. Let's watch it.
They're not gone. They're just lost.
Hey, kid. A little young for a bartender, aren't you?
A little old for prom, aren't you?
Everything in here. Why the map?
This is the path that Ferdinand Magellan took to sail around the world.
You know your history.
It's the biggest treasure that's never been found.
5 billion, easy. I think you're here because you're your brother.
Well, you know my brother Sam?
There you go. So let me see the answers that you are sending. The Incredible Hulk. Did that participant watch the same movie that we saw? Uncharted, Tomb Raider, Uncharted. Okay, so those are two different answers. We have Uncharted, we have Uncharted. Okay. Let me check the other answers. Uncharted, I'm seeing a lot of that. Indiana Jones. Dora the Explorer. Is that the real title? Spider-Man. Gilmore Girls. Uncharted 2022. The Uncharted. Okay. Uncharted 2. Lost City. Z. So those are the answers that you gave. Let us reveal. The title of that movie is... It is Uncharted. Okay, a lot of you got it correct. Really, a lot of you, majority of you gave the correct title. But sabi ko, this has to be very fast sa pag-type. And the first one who was able to do that, we have our first winner, and that is Marco. Congratulations, Marco. Marco, you've won for yourself 200 pesos. So Marco, this is what you have to do. Send your GCash details also to RV Ariva, okay? We'll be waiting for that. We need your name, your account name, and account number. Again, congratulations. Now, Marco, because you are a winner already, you won't be able to join anymore. So that the other co-participants will have a chance in winning the last 200 pesos. Okay, thank you so much, Marco. Congratulations to the rest of our participants. Whether you're in Zoom or via the live stream. One more 200 pesos for you. Let's watch this.
This is a national emergency.
Detonator charged.
We're in a race against the Nazis. And I know what it means if the Nazis have a bomb.
8, 7, 6, 5,
Okay, so here are the answers. They are coming in very fast. Let me try to catch up. I'm seeing Oppenheimer, other answers, Peaky Blinders, Oppenheimer, atomic bomb inventor, Oppenheimer, 5.5. Okay. Oppenheimer, Disclosure Day. There are several spellings of Oppenheimer here as well. Ghost Ship, Deepwater Horizon. So those are the answers that I saw. Let's reveal what is the title of that movie. And yes, it is Oppenheimer, and that is with a double P. I saw a lot sent one P lang. So that's the difference. But the first one who was able to give me the correct title is Benedict Cruz. Congratulations, Benedict. You are our last winner this afternoon. Congratulations. You will also receive 200 pesos. So send to RV Ariva your GCash name and GCash account number. Wait for that. We'll be sending it to you in a little while. So to our two winners, Marco and Benedict, congratulations. And to everyone else who joined the game, thank you so much for joining this game. I hope you guys really enjoy that. Now I'll move on to my other announcements. First, stay on top of our insights and updates. Stay connected with Ariva Academy on social media. You can join our Facebook group. You can also like our Facebook page. You can follow us in LinkedIn. And yes, you can also visit our website, ariva.com.ph. And okay, I am seeing a lot of you are sending answers elsewhere. A while ago, my instruction was very clear that you have to send your answer to RV Ariva inside the Ariva Academy Viber community. But some of you still sent answers. I'm seeing a lot of them here in the chat box. Okay, sayang yung effort to type that. Does it mean you were not able to join the Ariva Academy Viber community? I will give you another chance to be able to do that. Here again is the QR code that you can scan. So scan this QR code to join the Ariva Academy Viber community. There you go. So yes, few more moments para talagang mas-scan natin lahat. Thank you. Also, we really would like to invite everyone to be a subscriber of our Facebook page. So this is the QR code that you can also scan. Don't miss out on exclusive free live webinars that is accessible just by our subscribers. They have access to our live stream in Facebook, and also other practical tips for Ariva Academy subscribers. So we have exclusive content meant just for you guys. So scan the QR code right now. Giving you also a few more moments to be able to scan this QR code. Thank you. And okay, this one. This is something that we are very, very proud of. Our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you will have access also to our free live webinars. The channel is Ariva Academy Philippines Incorporated. This is where you can find all the past free live webinars. We started offering them in 2020 when we were still in the middle of the pandemic. And the year now is 2026. So imagine how many free live webinars are inside that YouTube channel. Different topics, all learning meant for all of you. So again, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ariva Academy Philippines Incorporated. And now, okay, this one. If you have enjoyed today's free live webinar, we would like to ask for your help. Please scan the 2 QR codes that you are seeing on your screen. The first one is for the Facebook review, and the second one is for the Google review. You can leave us a quick review for Ariva Academy Philippines. If you do that, the feedback that you will be sharing will help more people discover the free live webinars that we offer, and also the other learning opportunities that Ariva Academy Philippines offers. Okay, so again, thank you so much for giving us a quick Facebook and Google review. I'll move to the next one. For those of you who are looking for a speaker to conduct a program exclusive for your team or for your whole company, we can help you out with that. We do in-house training programs, and here are some of the programs that we offer. You're seeing that on the screen right now, but we have a lot more than that, okay? So this is what you can do. You can give us a call, you can send us an email so that we can help you partner with the right speaker under Ariva Speakers Bureau for that. Now, let me invite you to some of our upcoming learning events. We have this one on June 19. Okay, this one is the Create More Act Compliance Strategies for Business. And we have a promo for this one. Okay, we have this buy one, get one promo that is available for both in-person and online participants. So for this program, you can avail of that. All you have to do is type in the promo code BOGO, BOGO. So if you avail that, for these programs, the special learning events such as the summits, the forums, you will be able to avail the BOGO. Okay, another program that we have, and this one is on June 23, Developing Strategic Thinking Skills for Leaders and High-Performing Teams. This one, okay, we also have a promo for all of our half-day sessions. We have the promo wherein if you have if you register 2 participants, you get 1 free slot. Okay, so it's a 2+1 promo for all of our half-day sessions, such as the Developing Strategic Thinking Skills for Leaders and High-Performing Teams. On June 24, Advanced Inventory Planning and Management Strategies. Still, the 2+1 promo works for this as well. Anti-Money Laundering Act. Learn how to identify and avoid involvement in money laundering schemes. This will also be on June 24. Another exciting program that we have is the Data Privacy Compliance and Cybersecurity Awareness Forum 2026. And this is happening on June 25 already. You're seeing all of the speakers that we have invited to be with us on that day. This one is very timely, very, very timely. Data Privacy Compliance and Cybersecurity Awareness Forum 2026. And yes, I'd like to remind everyone about the promo. The promo code is BOGOT. It means you can buy one and get one. Okay. Results-driven sales accelerator that will be on June 26. And all of these speakers will also be with us on that day. So yes, join us for that one as well. The DOLE NLRC proceedings, how to handle labor and employment law cases successfully and with dignity. This will be on July 8. Empowering and inspiring millennials and Gen Z, strategies for effective workplace engagement on July 9. The next one is on July 10, building a winning work attitude. Simplified bookkeeping and accounting basics. That is our program on July 14. Transformational leadership in action. This will be on July 15 as well. This one, okay, for this is a hybrid masterclass. So for this one, we have a different promo code. The promo code is B1T1. That means buy one, take one. It is available for face-to-face attendees only, okay? So if you register one participant, you get another participant. Okay, you get to have another participant join our hybrid masterclass as long as they are joining us on site face-to-face. Again, the promo code for this one is buy B1T1. That applies to all of our hybrid master classes. Labor and Employment Law Fundamentals. This will be on July 16th. And then another forum, Employment Compensation and Employee Benefits Forum, Proactive Employer Compliance Strategies. This is happening on August 27 already, so join us, be with us on that day. As early as now, you can register for this one. Okay, for all of the learning events that I have mentioned, you can go to our website, ariva.com.ph, so that you can register as early as now and make sure that you take advantage of the limited time offer and elevate your learning experience with us with Ariva Academy. Now, I would like to acknowledge our learning events partner, and that is Fly Ace Corporation. Fly Ace Corporation distributes a lot of products here in the Philippines. One of them is Daily Fix, and I have here with me this one. There you go. I hope everyone can see it. This is the Daily Fix Trail Mix. I have with me the pecan and cashew crunch, but you're seeing on your screen the different varieties that they offer. So you can find these Daily Fix trail mix in groceries, in supermarkets near you. So that is from Fly Ace Corporation. And this one is a personal favorite of mine, Jolly Fresh Cranberry Juice. This one is a healthier option if you're craving for something sweet to drink, something really refreshing. Instead of a glass of soda, get a glass of Jolly Fresh Cranberry Juice. Also from Fly Ace Corporation. And I am sure you can also find this in groceries, in supermarkets near you. Here, that's all over the Philippines. Aside from Jolly Fresh, aside from Daily Fix, these are the other products that they carry. So you can check them out in groceries, in supermarkets. I'm sure you're very familiar with them, or you might even have them in your kitchen already. So all of these are from Fly Ace Corporation. And for those of you who would really like to know more about the products that they offer, you can follow them on social media. So you can scan the QR codes that we are showing right now. There you go. Scan these two QR codes. You can follow them in Facebook and also in LinkedIn. That is Fly Ace Corporation. Okay, so there you go. I won't be taking much of your time anymore because we still have a lot to discuss this afternoon. So I will be giving the floor back to our speaker, Raju. Hi, Raju. We are ready to listen to you again.
How's that? Can you hear me? You are on mute, Kate. I didn't hear you. Okay, guys, we are
Yes,
at
we can hear you clearly.
3:08 p.m. in the Philippines, and that means we have less than 20 minutes to wrap up. And Kate, with your permission, can I make them an offer?
An offer. Okay. What
Can
kind
I
of
make a
offer?
request for feedback?
Okay, that we can do.
Yeah, so the request for feedback is that take that screenshot and tell me how I did on LinkedIn, and I'll send you a free book
Oh, wow.
of your choice, digital or audio. Okay, now do that. This screen, this one. This is the last screen. This is the last colorful screen. Okay, ready, guys? So far, so good. We understood why people resist change and what can drive them change. Now, how do we go about the whole process? How do we
Roger,
make?
excuse me. Are we supposed to be sharing the PowerPoint right now?
Is it
Or
not?
It's not yet.
Oh, yeah, wait. It goes
There.
away when we change the share. Okay, one more
Yes,
time.
yes.
Let's
You
start
can,
from the
you can
top.
share
There
it
we
again.
are. There we are.
There you go.
Okay, let's go back. Rewind.
Thank you.
Take a picture of this, put it on LinkedIn, give me your feedback. I'll send you a book. Anyone in the next 2 hours. All right? Great. Ready? Claro? Kate, claro?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, good, good. Okay. Everyone heard me? Say yes. Okay, here we go. Let me put my phone back so I can see the messages. Karen says yes. She says, oh. Claudine says, Oppo. Aline says, Oppo. All right. Stand straight, phone. There. Okay, now, how do we holistically, compassionately, benignly drive change? Let's see, as a leader, say you are a family man, you're a family woman, you're the head of the family, you're the head of a community. How do you get people to become early adapters instead of late adapters or resistors? You already got an information. Yeah. So let's summarize behaviors by the leadership. What I should do as a leader is understand the change deeply. That means I must have clarity as to what the heck am I doing, as to what the heck is my company doing, as to what the real intentions are. I must really be honest about that. I must be truthful about that. And I must open up to my people who want to follow me, because leadership requires transparency and clarity. You can't have transparency pag wala kang clarity. If you don't have clarity, you cannot be transparent because you're confused yourself. So make sure that when you and your team and your board, your executive team, when you sit down and say, this is the change we want to make it very clear to yourself first, like why, when, how, where, who's involved. Yeah. Get that right. Get that raw material right. No? And then respect all levels of resistance, because there will be resistance from the frontliners. There will be resistance from customers, from the neighbors, from the community, from the government. You name it, from the suppliers. There will be resistance. Oh no, they'll say another form to fill, another way to bill, another way to collect money, another way to get paid. There will be resistance all the way. So your intentions must be beneficial to all, fruitful to all, useful to all, valuable to all. Get that right, get the journey right. No? And then stay focused on it and slowly and steadily involve people. I think some of you might know a girl called, I think her name is Riza. She's from the founder of Rags to Riches. They make floor mats and bags like that, and she's very popular. She's from Ateneo. In 2010, she started Rags to Riches when there was this landslide in Payatas. She said to me, Raju, a leader must be like the leader of an orchestra. That means he or she must involve all the musicians of the band, flute, guitar, drums, you have it. You must involve all of them. You must, have consensus all throughout. That's how you must behave as a leader, no? Support the systems. I keep mentioning demonstrate rather than discuss. People like to command, people like to control. No, people like to see action. Action is more believable than words. Yeah. So if you want to make change, as I mentioned in the start, change yourself. That means become an early adapter yourself. Don't say, I don't know. Don't say, I'm confused. If you do that, you will create doubt. Yeah. Communicate early and often. That means don't wait until third quarter, fourth quarter, or next quarter to announce everything. No. As soon as the plans are ready, as soon as the leadership team agrees, go ahead and say, we are going to do this, and we'll give you the details soon. As soon as it is announced, start spend money on their training, uplifting their skills, uplifting their potential, uplifting their talent, And then, of course, have people, support team, to make sure that the transfer gets done well. Yeah, the onboarding gets done well. And as people move, recognize, really, in-person feedback is the best. Tell people the truth that you're doing right. I appreciate you. I like the fact that you're involving everyone. Say it to them on their face as soon as possible. Don't wait a month to provide positive feedback. Yeah? So support the systems, make the systems strong and infallible. So the 3 C's in this journey are, when you want to get to enthusiasm, is clarity by you, clarity towards your destination, what you need, what your goals are, what your values are, and creativity. That means different approaches to training, different approaches to communication, whether it's by memos, by meetings, by emails, by whatever way it is, communicate, because communication takes time. It requires show, tell practice. And once people begin to move towards that direction, that new innovation, please be careful. Please make sure that nobody gets harmed, nobody gets left behind, nobody gets damaged. So in Philippines, we have several core cultural values. Filipinos in the room will, of course, know the difference between each of them. Pakiki, pakapwa. That's a mistake by AI. Pakapwa, malasakit, and bayanihan. No. So for people who don't know this, it means kapwa means be reflective. Yeah, be caring, see the humanity in everyone. Malasakit is offer compassion, as I explained, and bayanihan is be in it together. Yeah, bring them together, and that requires clarity, creativity, and consciousness. Visual I want to create for you, we have very little time left, is that, for example, if you are standing 50 miles away from a mountain, and the mountain is called Makiling, all right? I'm not sure if people abroad know this, and you're standing in Makati, and you have to go there, right? So the vision is the top of Makiling. So you must clarify to the people that's where we are going. That's clarity. And we are going there because, why? We're going because the air is better, the view is better, land is better, fruits grow better. It's a little bit high. Creativity is, how do you go there from here, from Makati, where I am, and Makiling is about 30 kilometers away. How do you get there? You take a bus, take a car, ride a train, whatever, walk, trek. So you must design that plan. That requires creativity. And when you get there, make sure that the benefits you promise become available to your followers. That's how you do it. A very good, so this is the same thing repeated as before, which I explained, the 3 C's of communication. Now, I want you to visualize this journey. People, look at the screen, I hope you see it, is in this state, in this first yellow circle. I'm being very clear about it, is during that stage when you are recommending change, your job is to listen. Your job is to offer care. Your job is to offer space. Your job is to understand the resistance. Yeah, respectfully. Get me? Whether it's family, whether it's your son, whether it's your daughter, whether it's your neighbor, you understand where the resistance is coming from and be very clear about it. No? And then once you understand the resistance, you give them space. Let their emotions take time to change. You provide clarity throughout, but wait for it. Give them space. Respect that. Yeah. And then eventually, when they move up in the third yellow circle, make sure that whatever you promised in the beginning, nothing gets shortchanged. Nothing gets harmed. Nothing systemic gets harmed. Sometimes people will travel and not worry about what they do to the other journey people. Yeah, they will abuse the land, they'll abuse the power, they'll abuse it. No, you have to be conscientious. The word there is sustainability. You have to make sure that if you put up a factory on top of Makiling, on top of a mountain, it doesn't create waste such that it hurts the neighborhood. Are you with me? So 3 stages. Number 1, listening, understanding, resistance. During resistance, being calm, careful, compassionate. And the last one is that make sure that you're ethical throughout from the top to the end. So if you notice this, it's a U. In many words, it's called theory U. People all go through that change. A bird, when it leaves a mountain, an eagle, it flies, it drops down, then it picks up. So do people. They take, drop, and pick up. But it has to be done correctly. So essentially, ladies and gentlemen, the key words for you in the Philippines are kapwa, malasakit, and bayanihan. Or in English, simple translation is clarity, human clarity, creativity of approach, and conscientiousness of action. Yeah. So simple repetition of everything. Share what you know. Be honest. This is for being conscientious. Encourage questions. Set aside time for conversations until everyone follows you, and provide as much detail as possible. My son works for Facebook. He's been working for 10 years, 15 years now. He's in the US. And Facebook has a rule when they drive change. They say communicate, communicate, communicate. So over communication is never always harmful. It can be, could be a waste of time, but make sure that if you advise people correctly, advise them in all modalities, they will understand, because it takes time for people to absorb new things. Okay? So keep all stakeholders, customers informed. So on that note, it's 3:25. I just want to tell you that building resilience happens over time. Driving change becomes a muscle that you build. So that pose you see on the screen is something I can do for strengthening. I do some for strengthening my back, to strengthening my resilience. And we can do that in life and at work. All right. So my practice is yoga for resilience. I would love to hear what you guys do. Some people might run, some people might do Zumba, some people might climb mountains. A friend of mine, Arnold Romero, I think his name is, he climbs mountains in the Philippines. So whatever you want to do. So in closing, final do's and don'ts. Do listen, do validate opinions, communicate, show compassion, and celebrate when people do a good job. Never, never put people down. Don't tell them, look, you're always stubborn. You don't move. Wrong. Don't rush people. People work at different paces. Yeah. Don't tell them, come on, hurry up. We need to do this in 3 months. Well, offer a deadline, but be compassionate and patient in the bargain. Never assume that somebody else has a wrong intention. Ask. If somebody is a little confused, ask. Don't name them, don't labor them, don't ignore them, and never, never overpromise. Some people like to do that. Even in sales, people like to overpromise. Don't. Promise what you can deliver, and then go ahead and over-deliver. That's okay. Yeah. Let people say, oh, Raju, you promised us 90 minutes and you did 2 hours. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Like that. So those are my recommendations to you, my friend. And this is a summary. Readiness is built, not demanded. Always be clear about what you want, what change you want to bring about. Be creative about putting it into action, and be conscientious when the results come out. Make sure that they create no harm, they draw no blood. So on that note, I'd like to say salamat. Thank you very much. It's 3:24, and I'll open up the floor for a few questions, maybe more than a few questions. But before I open up for questions, give me a thumbs up that all this was clear. Go ahead, give me a couple of thumbs up. especially people from abroad. Say something. Jessanine Victoria Tino. Lisa says, yeah, somebody add, Salamat Sir Raju says, Dennis Hubins. Welcome, Mr. Dennis. Marianne, Anna Rose, somebody from Dubai. I want to hear some Dubai. Alvin, Austria. Mindanao, Jennifer Martin. Thank you. Slamat. If you guys put up a little picture and give me feedback. What was that? Shamnida. And salamat po maraming Raju. Salamat ng maraming Raju. I commented on your post. Si Laurel, Russell. Ganaban. Salamat po, sir. Okay. Any kababayan from my old country? Oh, kababayan means any countryman from India or Pakistan. Jojo Craig. Salamat kayo. Walang anuman po. Okay. All right, good. Questions, if any? Throw me a
Yes.
question. Challenge
For
me.
those of you who would like to ask a question, type that in the chat box so that we can read them. But I have a few questions already here, Raju. So
Yes, I'm ready.
let me read the first one. Raju, can you share the most common reasons employees resist change?
Okay, great. I didn't mention that, but all of that, those emotional things, they point to fear. Is the root cause of everything. We don't succeed in life. We don't move in life. We don't progress in life. We don't stand up and speak in life. We don't put up a business. We don't resign. We don't take a new job. We don't move up on the ladder. Is because we are afraid. And oftentimes we are not afraid of failure. Listen to this carefully. Who was the person who asked that question?
It's anonymous because it was sent to me
Anonymous. So
privately.
Mr. or
Yes.
Miss Anonymous, many times people are not afraid of failure. People are afraid of success because they think, oh my gosh, if I become the most important scientist, I'll have to research all the time. People will expect answers from me. So sometimes people resist that high place in their lives. Understand? It's very weird. It's not just failure, but also success. Think of it, there are people who make a lot of money, people who don't make a lot of money. And sometimes people say, well, it's bad luck, I couldn't do it. But some people are afraid that very rich people are not nice people. Therefore, there's a little bit of resistance within them. So the main cause for everything in life is fear. False evidence appearing real. Yeah? False evidence appearing real is the cause of all the resistance to change. Mr. Anonymous. Ano pa?
Okay, I have one more here, still anonymous. How do you handle resistance from long-term employees who are already comfortable with the existing process?
Right. They are the resistors in our sequence there. They are the resistors. Well, think of this. Long term, that means that rock has been sitting on that slopey mountain for the longest time. So that means the ground it has adapted to it. So it's difficult to move that. Yeah. So I'm a farmer, by the way. I have a farm in Alaminos, Laguna. So sometimes we take a plant, we take a tree from here and move it there. The hardest trees are the ones who have been longest in the ground. Common sense, right? That means you have to dig really deep. For example, lanzones lang. Filipinos understand lanzones lang. A lanzones tree is about 15 meters, 20 meters high. It's not very big, but the roots of it run as deep. I tried to move one. Impossible. So if the plant is young, if the plant is not settled into the ground, it's easier to move it. But in all cases, you have to dig deep. That means you have to really understand their emotions, respect them, honor them, no? And even the most difficult old-timer employee will appreciate change. Lourdes was an example from Union Bank. Yeah, I hope I answered your question, Mr. Anonymous. Dig deep. Be offer a lot more malasakit.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Let me read another question from that same participant. How about how should leaders handle situation when this time younger employees question traditional processes that older generations are already comfortable with? Oh, actually, we have a lot of similar questions. They're asking on how should
Right.
they deal with the Gen Z who are resistant to change.
Yeah, well, surely generations have a little difference between each other. Every generation thinks when they're young that the older generation is not so smart. And when they become older, they look at the younger generation and think they are not that smart. So I'm a baby boomer. My children are all millennial, correct? Well, about 15 years ago, they thought, oh my God, that is so boring. Now that they are entering in their 30s and 40s, they have begun to respect them. So the person who asked this question about the younger generation is offer them a lot more clarity. Yeah, offer them a lot more clarity. They are a lot more flexible than older trees. Yeah, if you offer them clarity and if you offer a little push, yeah, in older generations, you need a lot more pull. In the little younger generation, you need a little more push. Kunyari, if you want to balance push and pull, you need a little more push here than pull. But with older generations, you need a lot more pull and less push because if you push them, they will push you back. But younger generation, you can push them, and the push can be rewards, recognition, understand, or promotions. So do that. Be creative about how you want to bring them forward. I hope I answered that question in time. Time heals everything, but of course, you need to expedite time. So do that, sir or ma'am. You're on mute, Miss Kate.
Sorry. Thank you for that. Before I read the next question, let me remind all of our participants that we posted the link for the feedback form already in the chat box. So all they have to do is just click that link. Make sure they fill out that feedback form and make sure that they submit it back to us. This will guarantee also that they will be receiving their e-certificate. Okay? So whether you're watching us here in Zoom or watching us via the live stream, participants in YouTube and our participants in the other live streams, please make sure you accomplish the feedback form. So let me read the next question. It was sent by our participant, Robert James. How can organizations or individuals measure whether resistance has been successfully managed? Wow, interesting question.
Right. Good. Well, you're talking of measurement. There can be many creative ways depending on the industry. Normally, of course, surveys are useful, but I think the biggest measure for me is bottom line impact. Yeah, engagement levels, and the mood and the culture of your team. You will see people talking, moving, laughing a lot when resistance has dropped. Yeah. And of course, eventually, if your move towards that new innovation was a good one, it will take 3 to 6 months until it impacts productivity, performance, and the bottom line. Maybe the bottom line will take a lot more time, but you measure it from forward going backward. Yeah. Surveys, people sometimes cheat surveys in the sense they give you the answers they think are right. It's best to take third party opinions and just walk in as a leader, walk, check, talk, walk, check, talk, walk about management, do that. With family, also ask them, open up, sit back. And if the feedback is negative, bear with it, bear with it because you are driving change and you're not infallible. You can make mistakes with all the planning. Yeah. May I recommend the movie to all of you people who are watching this? on Prime, there's a movie called Made in India. And I must confess that it's not a movie, it's a series, 6 series. It's like an MBA in innovation and change. It's like an MBA in taking risk, innovation, and change. So it's a beautiful movie about the Tatas in India. Tatas are like the Ayalas of India, and some of you might have seen it. It's very popular on social media. Watch the series, and you will learn so much about MBA. It's like a doctorate in business innovation. Beautiful. Okay, any more?
Thank you. We have a few more. So
Okay.
we'll try to read. Okay, this one is for Mary Ann. How do we assess whether employee pushback is rooted in legitimate issues versus reluctance to change? Our participants
Well,
are really asking
well.
interesting,
I'll
powerful
have to be.
questions.
I'll have to be in your shoes to understand the difference. No, whether it's legitimate or just reluctance. It's a great question, and I think I need to be in your shoes on your floor to understand the nuances of their legitimacy or their reluctance, because sometimes it can be legitimate. Sometimes leaders ask people to go through change without creating the systems. I am witness to one such company that keeps making change, never provides the systems. Yeah. And if people resist, it's absolutely legitimate. It's like you ask your salespeople to travel to Antipolo from Batangas, don't provide them with service vehicles. Obviously, there will be legitimate resistance for it, right? Unless you provided them with a chauffeur and a car, if you have the systems and then they don't go to Antipolo, that could be personal reluctance. So I really have to be in your shoes and in your shop floor to understand the difference. But simply speaking, have you provided the systems? If the resistance is coming because walang systems, tayo ang kasalanan. It's a very good question. It will require a lot more context than nuances.
Thank you. Okay, another question. This one is from Candy. Kind of similar, but here is her question. When is resistance helpful and when is it harmful?
Well, go back to the first few sentences. Resistance is friction. Friction creates traction. It is useful 75% of the times. And go back to the previous question. If it is just stubbornness and reluctance, then it's not useful. If it is legitimate, the resistance comes from legitimate reasons, then of course it is not useful. You have to solve that. So it is needed. It is absolutely needed. And I want to add to this, Miss, whatever your name was, is
Candy.
that, what's the name?
Candy.
Candy, yeah. Candy, change will happen no matter what. Yeah. Life is about impermanence. Everything changes this very moment. Tomorrow morning, it'll be a different weather. So make sure that you understand their emotions, their needs, and then kind of decide whether it's valid or not. But you do need resistance. Otherwise, just like weightlifting bar, no resistance, no muscles. Simple. Yeah. But if it's over resistance, you'll be injured. So take that as a cue.
Okay, thank you. We are now down to our last two questions. Again, I would like to remind all of our participants, make sure you fill out the feedback form. It's in the chat box. You might have to just scroll up a bit for you to be able to see the link. Okay, let me read this. Second to the last. Employees usually resist when they need to learn something, whether it's a new work or a new way of doing a current work assignment or a new program they need to use. What is an effective way to make them be more responsive or willing or open without either party feeling like they're in a situation of conflict?
Well, there will be, as we discussed, those who will be innovators and early adapters, whether it's to learning or to a process, they will be, But our job there is to offer them clarity towards the purpose of that learning or that change. That why are you acquiring this new skill? Why are you being trained for this new skill? What will be the benefit for you, for the company, and the long-term benefit for the whole group? So that clarity has to be made. If you ask me to learn something technical, I will ask why. My time is limited, my energy is limited. You need to offer them absolute clarity of purpose, right? And then make it simple for them to adapt. There will be ones who will jump at anything, and people will get excited early and then they lose interest early. But it's your job to sustain the excitement and the interest towards a long future. So, in your mind's eye, you must see that vision on top of Mount Makiling. It has to be clear to you as a leader, as a teacher, as a coach. If you want to bring people up, you want to have clarity. Yeah. So go to the future and then bring them up towards you. But in the future, make sure that you see and hear everything, at least in your mind's eye. All right. Last question.
Yes, this is the last question to our tech team. Can we just post the link for the feedback form again here in the chat box? We have some participants who are requesting that. But just in case, to our participants, you can just scroll up the chat box to find the link. Okay, and this is the last question. Sir, what are the psychological and biological responses to change? And how can these be understood to manage resistance?
Well, psychological, go back to the slide. Let me go back. We spoke about that in the very first one. Psychological change. No? Here they are. Yeah, these are the psychological changes: isolation, resistance, confusion, anger, denial, curious, and excitement. What is the second part of the question?
The second part, aside from psychological, this
Right.
participant is also asking about the
Fantastic.
biological response and how can these
Fantastic.
be
So
understood?
any of these reactions will have an impact on your physiology, on the physiology of the people. When they're isolated, angry, confused, it'll harm them physically. Trust me, it will. No? Look, did you look at this research that was shown here? There we go. 2024 Mind Nation Wellbeing Survey of 13,000 Filipino workers. Stress jumped up from 57 to 72. That is almost a 15% increase in stress. And what are the side effects of stress? High blood, diabetes, low muscle quality, right? Sleeplessness, dehydration, worry. Ah, my gosh, whoever you are, I don't remember your name, but trust me, worry can kill. Worry can kill, really. It's like poison within your system, from your brain, your mind, your heart into your whole system, because your mind and body are not disconnected. For decades, for centuries, medical science has been saying brain and body, hindi sila hiwalay. They're one together. So anything that goes on through your mind and your emotions and your psychology will have an impact. So I'm of a certain age now. And I must tell you, every time I have been sick of something, a few months or a few years before that, I had emotional or mental stress. I guarantee you. I can't tell you my stories, but yes. Okay, I'll tell you one quick one. In 1984, when there was People's Power happening in the Philippines, I was worried about my family, and my family was very young. I was a father to one child, and money was very hard. For months, I had had chest pains. I couldn't find anything. We made x-rays, MRIs, voila. I landed up in a hospital in New York, and the doctor comes to me and he says, "You're Indian, are you?" I think he was Filipino. He says, "Yes, I am." He says, you guys, you worry a lot. Your chest pain has no absolute physical cause. It's your mind. And the moment he said that to me, I went, oh, shucks. Yeah, I am afraid. I am worried. And that's giving me chest pains. True story. And post that, of course, I've been through lots of challenges and I've had physical impact. But yes, your psychology impacts your physiology. Your physiology on the reverse impacts your psychology. So you need to work both mind and body. So that means you read, you think, you plan, you do not doom scroll. Do not doom scroll. Physiology, walk, run, Zumba, yoga. Do not eat junk food. Right? So there you go, because you need to manage both. Okay, I hope that answers you.
Yes, very, very helpful, Raju. I
Yeah.
got bullseye
So,
from what you've
by the way, I
said.
want to congratulate the guy who kept saying Incredible Hulk for every movie. My response to every movie was Kung Fu Panda.
Kung Fu Panda.
All right, guys, thank you very much.
Thank you so
Salamat,
much.
Kate.
We really appreciate everything that you have shared with us this afternoon. Our participants, wherever they are, really learned a lot from you. And I am sure they will be able to use that when they go back to their work and even in their personal lives. So thank you so much. To show our appreciation, we'd like to present you with this certificate.
By the way, this PDF is with Ariva. They can send it to you if you want.
But they
The
can
PDF
actually
of my
watch
presentation is
this.
already with you.
They can watch this in YouTube, in our
Also,
YouTube
correct.
channel. Yes.
Correct,
So,
correct.
let me just read this. Ariva Academy Learning Development at its finest gratefully presents a certificate of appreciation to Raju Mandian for imparting his professional expertise, valuable insights, knowledge, and wisdom as resource speaker during the conduct of online learning session entitled Managing Resistance to Change, Overcoming Resistance and Driving Positive Outcomes, given the 16th day of June 2026 via Zoom conference, signed by J.M. Matienzo, CEO and Chief Strategist, Learning Event Producer, and Irish Samson, President and Chief Learning and Development Strategist. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our speaker, Raju Mandian.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much,
Shukran.
Raju. But we are not yet done because we will have a group photo with everyone. So please turn on those cameras, turn on those videos, and join us in this group photo. I will be
Yeah, I
calling
see
on
everyone
our
now.
technical director, Direct Jello.
Hello.
Can you help us out?
Hello, everyone.
Okay, yes. Thanks so much, Miss Kate. So, good day to everyone. We're taking 2 shots of group photo for this PM session.
Maraming salamat po.
Okay, I think we're ready. Okay, guys, for first shot, can you show me your finger hearts or hand hearts? Okay. Show some love in 3, 2, 1. Okay, for a final shot, how about 2 thumbs up?
Woo.
How about 2 thumbs up, everyone? Okay, here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I missed it.
Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great day. Back to you, Miss
Bye,
Kate.
Desiree.
Thank you so much. In behalf of everyone from Ariva Academy, I'd like to say thank you to all of our participants here in Zoom, also participants in our live streams, participants in Luzon, participants in Visayas, and participants
Bye,
in Mindanao,
Benedict.
and participants out of the country.
Salamat,
Thank you
Jennifer.
so much for being with us today, and we're looking
Janet
forward
Toledo,
to welcoming
salamat.
you again in our future learning events. God bless you all, everyone. Thank
Rochelle,
you.
bye.
Ariva Academy would like to thank the following win-win partners. Official media partners. Zoe Broadcasting Network. Give Love, Celebrate Life. A to Z. Kompleto tayo. Light TV. God's Channel of Blessings. Light TV Radio. DZJV. Business Mirror, a broader look at today's business. Manila Standard, defining the news. Digital media partners. Globaltronics, leading digital innovation. City Advertising Ventures Corporation, we move your brand. Outcome, Elevate Media. Ariva Academy would also like to thank the following companies. Craving something real? We serve it. Burger King. Top Healthy Chicharron, the healthiest chicharron on the planet. Yummiest cashew nuts. Lotus Biscoff. Daily Fix. YA's Corporation. Purple Rockstar. Be on top, stay on top. Sun Life, helping clients achieve lifetime financial security and live healthier lives. Mighty Tech Advertising and Merchandising. Le Hardin Printing Services. Creative Voices, Certified Voice Artist Program. Queen Bee Waxing Salon, where smooth skin begins. Nails.glow, your self-care partner. Samaras Farm and Resort.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh, oh. I can feel happy now.